So I don't have an eyeshadow base, so I'm going to use a concealer. The point of this is just to even out your eyelids and make sure that there's no weird discoloration so that the colors can be vibrant on your lids. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of foundation and then set it with powder as the concealer wasn't opaque enough. So I'm literally using the smallest amount just over my eyelids. The fly is back. The fly got stuck again and I don't know how. Okay. So I just put on a foundation and then I'm going to set it with a powder, and I like to make sure that my powder is opaque enough where it's going to cross out or cancel out any discoloration or veins. And setting your lids after a primer or foundation, concealer, whatever will help it. It'll help the colors, whatever you put on your lid, not catch. And for stuff like this, packing the powder on my lid, I like to use the sponge that comes with the powder because I'm able to like really pack it on my lids. So I'm going to go in with this kind of purpley brown color on a fluffy brush and blend it into my crease. And when you're doing a monochromatic look, it's important to make sure that all the undertones match. So even though that this is kind of a brown shade, it still has purple in it. So it's all going to match in the end. If you were to add like a different shade of brown here, just a regular shade and not something that has a kind of a purple undertone, it's going to look really off at the end. So it's okay to be kind of messy with it. I'm not going to make this super clean looking right now. I'm going to go back in and clean up everything. But you want the darkest point right in the crease, and then you want it to fade out everywhere else. And I'm going all the way in on this, all the way in. I'm not going to stop halfway. I really want this to look like my eyes are kind of sunken back a little bit. It's not usually the way that people describe their makeup, but that's kind of how I want it. I want it to be up a little bit higher on this inner corner because that's going to give you a completely different shape. But I do want it to be all completely even. I don't want it to go way up high on this inner corner, but I do want it higher than we normally make it. And then I'm going to go in with this kind of brighter purple shade on the same brush and also put that in my crease. And this is just going to brighten the crease up to make it a little bit more purple. But you're going to put this in the same place that you put the color before. So I'm going to go in with kind of this stiff brush to blend the edges out a little bit. I'm just kind of going right along the edge of the color. I'm not dragging any more up. So now with more of like a pointed blending brush, I'm going to go in with like a black shadow just on the tip of the brush and work that only in the crease. And you don't want to bring the black up too high, you just really want it focused right in the crease. So now on this outer corner, I'm going to pack a more vibrant purple. I'm actually going to put a black down first and then purple on top. So right on top of the black that I just put down, I'm going to add a purple. But I added the black first to make sure that it stays as dark as I want it, but the purple to keep with the purple theme. I'm taking the purple about halfway in and I'm using the same brush for the black and purple, and it's a flat paddle brush, and that's just so that I can pack color on. It's important to also pack the color on instead of sweep it on because you'll get a much more concentrated color. And I also like to use a blending brush to blend between these two. I know that this is all here, that's why I'm going to do foundation last. But with a concealer, I'm going to put this right on the inner corner. But I'm doing a half cut crease. So I'm going to smooth that concealer out. So on the inner corner here, I'm going to add this shimmery purple using a wet brush. So using the same brush, I'm going to go in with this purple and pack that right over top because it's a little bit more purple instead of blue. So I'm going to pick up that brush from earlier, not adding anything to it, and I'm going to drag the color into the lighter one, and that's going to help blend that area and not make it look so harsh. So I'm going to take this kind of blue shade called Wolf from Kat Von D. I'm going to use this as my liner, and I think I'm going to mix a little bit of, I don't know what this color is, just a little bit of that so it can be kind of like a gray purple. And these are safe to put on your eyes. So it's going to be this color. You can tell that it's a little bit more purple. So I'm just throwing on some foundation. I know I look crazy right now. I'm just making sure that I'm blending the foundation really well. I don't want a cakey face. This is gonna look so dope. I don't have anywhere to go, but I can take a few million photos, which I will do. So if you have a wing out, I should have done the wing last, but if you have a wing, be super careful when you get right there next to it that you don't mess it up. So I'm just setting my face now with a powder. So if you're going to use a brush to apply your powder, make sure that the brush is soft enough that it doesn't disrupt anything that's going on underneath. So now underneath my lash line, I'm going to take that brush from earlier that I used on my outer corner, so it has black and purple on it, and I'm going to dip it into black and the purple and mix the two. So I'm going to take kind of a fluffy flat brush and blend out the lower lash line. And I'm also making sure that it's completely connected here and that there's not a gap. If you're wearing dark eyeshadow and there's a gap between the two, it's going to make it like look weird. So, and don't drag this dark color all the way to the inner corner because you're going to put this purple on the lower lash line. So I'm going to blend this out a little bit more. I'm going to wet kind of like a flat liner brush and add that same purple from up here down here. You want your top lash or your top eyelid area to mimic, to mirror your bottom lash line. And now going in with that brighter purple. So I just went ahead and did my brows and mascara. I don't have lash glue, so I can't put lashes on. Yeah, so I'm going to move on to contouring, which I'm going to stick with regular color contour. I'm not going to do like a purple. So this is the closest I have to purple for a blush. I'm using this on a dual fiber brush because it applies the product a lot more sparingly and not as intense. For my highlight, I'm going to mix these two colors to get kind of like a warm purple. I'm going to add a little bit of Mary Luminizer to give it like a brighter thing and then add the purple on top. So I'm going to add, like I said, Mary Luminizer first. And I'm using it on a stiff dual fiber brush. This is from Morphe. And I'm doing this to put a base color down first, and then I'm going to add the purple on top with a flat kind of paddle brush. I feel like on camera it's not picking up as purple as it is, but in real life it looks very purple. So for lips today, I'm gonna do Always On by Smashbox. So this is the finished look. In person, the highlight is a lot more purple than it's picking up on camera. I wanted to do something monochromatic, and like I said, I wanted to do something with a half cut crease because I've just been seeing that a lot lately. And I thought with my hair being purple, I should do my face purple as well. So this is it. If you guys liked this video, let me know down below, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you in my next video.